And is it gonna actually connect? We good on Facebook, we good on YouTube, and of course Twitch is taking its sweet ass time like it always does. But who cares? Anywho, what it do, people? It is your boy Young Pharaoh. I am here with my boy, my bro, Mr. Phantom Kingpin, back
Yes,
from the dead,
or the not dead, depending on
or
who you
or the
talk to.
or the almost dead. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm alive. What's up, folks? Um, I know it's been a while since you've heard my voice. Uh, well, depends on who you talk to. I think the last time I was actually featured on the stream was when you did Mortal Shell, which was, God, when was that?
it was
18 billion
not
years ago.
long enough ago because I am still traumatized, sir. That's that's when, yeah, that is when.
Anyway, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad that Mr. Pharaoh has been holding it down with the Ghost of Sushi, Rama, Tsushima, right?
Really.
The Ghost of Tsushima stream. So I appreciate that. I expect him to continue playing Ghost on the stream because I ain't doing it. This was a part of the agreement. I had to play Last of Us Part 2 on stream. He has to do Ghost on stream. So yeah, keep up the good work, sir. The
No
streams.
problem. Yeah, I see the stream is completely frozen, even though it's still picking up audio. But for whatever reason, Mortal Kombat ain't actually playing right. Like, I don't know what's up with the what's up.
Sure, your performance is alright.
Yeah. It got to do something with the display capture 9 times out of 10. If anything, I'll just.
I have to teach you how to do video capture. Not video capture, video sources.
Oh, everything else usually I could get, but this display capture crap I never did. But anyways, that ain't what we're here to talk about. We are here to guess what the hell is going on with Microsoft this Thursday. Yo, what's up, Kobe? What up, Rob? How you doing today, fam? Feel free to chime in with your guesses and suspicions of what we gonna see this Thursday, bro.
Oh yeah, Kobe, I'm feeling better. So we gonna have to do that Street Fighter run back whenever you are available. Um yeah, I haven't forgotten. You told me when you was gonna return from deployment, you said you wanted some work. So yeah, whenever you're ready, if it's this weekend, I'm down. It don't matter. But yeah. Um Microsoft. That's what we're here to talk about, right?
Yeah,
So we talked a little bit about what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be doing their first party showcase, apparently.
yes, they will be showcasing their first party games with the new studios that they have acquired recently have been up to. Like it's not like guaranteed that there's gonna be gameplay or if anything's gonna be at launch, but they're supposed to be showing us what these studios have been up to.
Okay, so let's just stop right there. There needs to be gameplay. There is
Well,
no
there's
reason
gonna be
why.
gameplay for Halo and certain stuff. It's just saying not all the studios are gonna be showing gameplay for what they've been working on. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
what I don't want to see is I don't want to see Dev Diaries. I don't need to see Dev Diaries.
Bro, I'm so tired of Dev Diaries.
Like
Where they show two still pictures of something that's in pre-alpha version or some crap. Yeah,
that's where my head is at right now. Is like Whenever you say, "Oh, they're not going to show gameplay," I'm pretty sure I'm going to see a dev diary of the dev saying how great the Xbox Series X is to work on and how much its power is going to let us output their vision to the highest extent, and we're going to be able to travel worlds and do things we've never done before. I'm tired of that, bro. I'm for real just tired of that. So what I need to
I'm right
see,
with you on that.
what I need to see is either trailers or gameplay. And I want to see more gameplay than trailers because at the moment Sony has got them beat on the gameplay side of things. Um and I think that's part of what I want I kind of wanted to discuss is we are on the cusp of the aftermath of the PlayStation uh showcase that occurred a month ago, I guess now, right?
Yeah, yeah, give or take about a month.
So the question that we have to ask on, outside of games is there going to be any more details regarding the Xbox Series X that will be coming along with this game showcase?
They
Be-
said they were going to talk about games. That's what they said. They were
So
going to talk about nothing else but games.
my problem with that is that this might be the best time, if any, to announce a price point for the Xbox Series X,
That is possible. That
especially
is very
since
much possible.
especially since they've gone through this whole thing recently where they're stopping production of the Xbox One X, and the digital version of the Xbox X, I think. And also, they are no longer doing yearly subscriptions to Xbox Live or some bullshit like that. That's what something else I've read.
They stopped people. They canceled out the 12 months subscription for the Xbox Live. That's something that we'll talk about that later down the line though. First off, they said they showing games. So my question for you and for whoever else is watching, what games do you expect or want to see from Microsoft show? What do they need to show you to say I would like to have a Series X sitting in my living room or my bedroom?
The actual Obsidian game that's supposed to be the quote unquote first party title, because Outer Worlds was not uh, a first party title for Microsoft for whatever reason. This is it was one of my top complaints last year, mainly because Outer Worlds. I'm sorry, was a fantastic game, fantastic RPG that rivaled that of Bethesda, anything that Bethesda's put out recently. I'm just gonna say that just flat out. And it's not exclusive. It's playable on everything, including the Switch, right about now. So that begs me the question: why? What are they holding on to that they can add to Xbox portfolio right now or in the future, like within a year, that could potentially become the next big IP for Microsoft? Like out of all the people that they added to their portfolio, Obsidian was arguably the biggest one. Some will argue that Ninja Theory was a definite win. But Obsidian is like when you hear uh RPG fans talk about some of the greatest RPGs of all time, Obsidian has had their hands in some of those cult classics that everybody loves. Everybody talks about how much they love Fallout New Vegas. And that's an Obsidian title. Um, so that team has to be working on something good, and it's not going to be a remastered Outer Worlds. it's going to be something that's worthwhile. And I think personally that's something that I expect them to show, if not as gameplay, as a trailer for the Xbox Series X.
Okay, anything else, or that's the only thing that's on your
I
mind?
I want us to kind of go back and forth. So that's the first one I'm gonna talk about. Do you in particular have anything that you're thinking about right now? Because you're the one that came
You
up with this
already
topic.
know.
Okay then.
If
So
they don't show Fable, we gonna have issues. That's all I want. Yeah, Microsoft. I want Fable.
so there's been rumors of a Fable game. I'd
There's
never believe it.
always rumors of a Fable game. There's been rumors of a Fable game since Fable 3. And then they worked on the Fable game and it didn't happen. And now there's more rumors of another one. And I want to like even I'm not even gonna say I don't care if it's Fable 4 or if it's a reboot or something like that, but I want Fable. I don't want a remake. I don't want a Fable 1 do-over. If you're gonna start from the beginning, then start from scratch. Don't give me a remake. But I want another Fable game. You know
What if
me, I'm an RPG guy. I love them. Fable would do it for me.
Fable would make you would well? Let's make the argument like we know these first party titles are going to come out on PC, so is there needs to be
Aside from we know that we can get it on PC, I'm talking about something that would make me want to get a Series X if I couldn't already get the games on PC that I have.
okay.
But I'm speaking in that aspect.
So you're looking for a brand new Fable experience, not a remaster. You're looking for and when I'm assuming you're talking about Fable, like a new Fable, you want something along the veins of Fable 2.
It I like I'm one of the few people who like them all.
Okay.
I don't have a Fable that I was like, ew, what is this? So it doesn't matter which formula they follow off of, I'll be fine with it as long as it's a new Fable.
Okay. I mean, I'm not. I'll say this: I'm not 120% enthusiastic about another Fable, and I'll tell you why. My thing about Fable is that it's never been that. Okay, so for a lot of Microsoft products, they were often seen as the Microsoft version of a particular IP. So, for example, Forza is the Microsoft version of Gran Turismo. I always thought Fable was always supposed to be poised as the Microsoft version of Final Fantasy, or uh, also you can argue was the Microsoft version of Elder Scrolls. I mean, um, that being said, the biggest problem that I've always had with Fable is that the choices never really got as deep as they needed to get. Um, and the only way I would ever truly want to see another Fable is if those choices really started to hammer home and really started to matter. And it wasn't about good or evil and all that other nonsense. Like, I want you to be able to carve your legend out in this world. And I don't care how big it is, I don't care how small it is, but like, I would rather you be able to just carve your legend out, and like the choices that you make really do affect how much the game changes around you. And I just feel like they never really truly put that much in energy into it. So for me, a new Fable has to have that. like full stop. Um, I've never had a problem with Fable combat wise or anything of that nature. It's just that's really my major problem is like I want Fable to excel in just more than being a new Fable. You know, it's kind of like how we got Crackdown 2 and it was like, well, I don't need more of the same. You get me? Like I don't need more of Crackdown 1 or Crackdown 2. I need a game that takes what Crackdown was and make it 10 times better, 10 times more impactful. Like use that technology. And that's kind of what
Yeah,
I want in the new Fable game.
I don't
Um
know what we could expect and what we could get. I just know I want another Fable. That's what I know.
so I'll also say I expect Hellblade to be a showcase.
You
Um
expect who?
Hellblade.
Oh yes, that's already like that's what they unveiled the system with basically. Hellblade 2. So we're definitely gonna see some more Hellblade 2. I don't know how much gameplay we'll see considering it's running on the Unreal Engine 5.
It has to be they're going to show some gameplay. Um because that's the only other game that we really know about first party wise. And I expect them to show a little bit more, if not, you know, give us the idea of when it's going to be released. If Unreal is not going to show up until next year, then I don't expect it to show up until next year. But then again, I don't expect half these games to show up until next year or the year after anyway.
The only
Um,
game we know for sure, well, there's two games that we know like dead set are going to be launch titles, and that's going to be Halo and whatever Forza that they're coming out with, because we know like there's no point even talking about that. There's going to be a Forza. There's always a Forza. So yeah, but those are the only, well, other than multi-platform stuff that we know are going to be launch titles.
Let me throw this into the ring, even though you don't care about it. The biggest one for me that I hope to see next week or this Thursday is Killer Instinct.
I would
Um,
like to see Killer Instinct.
Now, if the biggest problem with Killer Instinct is that it has changed hands as far as public developers, and it's unknown whether or not they are working on a new one. I would hope so because the community push for a new KI has been massive, and I think um, KI is definitely one of those fighting games that when it came out initially, yes, Microsoft and Double Helix, I believe it was Double Helix. Is it Double Helix or Iron Galaxy that originally made Killer Instinct for Xbox One X?
No idea.
But but when they originally did it, they kind of botched the initial rollout because it was one of those first fighting games that had the, you know, buy as you go along DLC packs where you got like a certain number of fighters and each season you got more fighters and this, that, and the third. So you got to the complete pack a little bit later on. I want to say at least 4 years later. And I hope that they don't follow that similar vein for the next title. Um, but that gameplay is fantastic. Like I absolutely love the gameplay of Killer Instinct. I think it's a fantastic fighting game. I'm thankful that they brought it back from the old Rare days. I'm glad that they put that much attention to detail into it. Um, However, it now needs some of that modern gaming flair that we've gotten from games like more specifically Mortal Kombat. So
I was about to say it needs more of guess you could say mainstream, I guess polish, something to
mainstream,
get it on the radar of the mainstream.
yeah, mainstream polish and also mainstream appeal. Like it needs things
The
that
quickest and
mainstream.
easiest way to do that would be with like Mortal Kombat does with the guest characters.
Yeah, I mean they had guest characters in the original. They had General Ram and they had Battletoad, the Arbiter
Yeah,
from
but
Halo.
that's all stuff that's also owned by Microsoft IPs. Like I'm talking about like movie stuff or something in that area where you get something that's from outside of this ecosystem of gaming or whatever and bring it into it.
I mean, that's definitely possible. I wonder if they're going to be working on that, but I would just love to see a new Killer Instinct release day one for the system. That would be like, we got a fighting game first first on launch day for the system, and you can grab it right now and beat up your friends. Bring them over. Like that's going to be the weirdest thing about this generation is that we're pretty much launching these consoles during COVID, and one of the best things to do with new consoles is to bring your friends over and have them play it with you.
Which
You
is
know,
like not a good thing right now.
is exactly, which is why it's kind of like it's so weird because it's on one hand I would totally, these are definitely the consoles to do it, mind you, because we're in that phase now where people are like, we don't know if we really want to buy a console, at launch. That's been the biggest talk from a lot of people that I've talked to lately, is that they don't really want to buy a console at launch now. This for some of them, this is the first generation where they're not eager to stand outside of GameStop and make that purchase or pre-order and have it shipped to their house. Um, so overall, I think back to the game thing. I think Killer Instinct would be a fantastic game to launch the system with. And if it's not a system launch game, then I would love it to show up the first year. Um, and I think that would be great to show off during the game showcase.
I
That would be really good.
I think so as well. Um, I'm gonna save my Hail Marys for later, but I don't know. Like we already said Halo, we said Hellblade, we said Killer Instinct, said Fable. Um, Forza, that's a given. We are going to see Gears 5, whatever, the enhancement or whatever. So we're going to see that. Um, I'm trying to think. What else do I expect them to show?
So I'm gonna make a Hail Mary, or I have something of a theory,
Go for it.
and I kind of want you to see if how you feel about it. Um, so there's this one game by from the From Software team that we really haven't seen. Um, and I wonder if there's been some sort of
I already know where you're
deal
going.
in the background where there could have been an exclusivity deal being given for Elden Ring. Um,
I definitely 100% believe we will see Elden Ring at their showing. I am split on it making it showing it coming into light as being an exclusive. Uh, it it would definitely be possible with Microsoft. They are not shy about throwing a big wad of money at somebody and saying, "Yeah, we want this, and we don't want you to let them have it for at least for a while." So it's very possible that it will be exclusive or at least a time exclusive for Microsoft in their favor. But I 100% expect to see it at the show. That was one of the ones that I was trying to think of, but yeah, it'll be at their show.
Even if this is supposed to be primarily a first party showcase.
They said that they would show some third party games, but like if you're gonna show a third party game, that's probably one of the ones you would want to have at your show.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I mean, we've
just
been waiting. We've been waiting almost what, a year, 2 years since that's been announced.
yeah, it was shown off at E3 and that little teaser. I can't remember. Was it at Microsoft's conference that they showed the first
Yes.
little? Yeah, so yeah, it's
Yes.
definitely like yeah, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there, and it's like I said, it's very within the realm of possibility that it will be exclusive in some way, shape, or form to Microsoft ecosystem.
I mean, at this point, I don't see you. You have to have something that competes with Dark Souls, right? Like, this is. I'm sorry, Demon Souls. Like Demon Souls, the hype surrounding that remaster. Like as soon as that trailer
It
drops,
birthed a genre, yeah. Demon Souls birthed a genre. Like people
so
always say, "Oh, it's a Dark Souls like games," or it's a well, no. As a matter of fact, most people generally say it's a Souls type game. So yeah, it's like a lot of people forget about Demon Souls because it was an exclusive or whatever, but it birthed the genre. Like you had so many games come out basically saying, "Yeah, we want to be like this," and
and
it's a
some
very
will,
successful one.
yeah, and some will argue that Demon Souls is superior to Dark Souls.
It
So
it definitely well, it might be me speaking from nostalgia, but I definitely feel like Demon the well, it's better than Dark Souls, but I would still say probably Bloodborne is the best from that genre itself.
okay, we will argue that Bloodborne is like the definitive formula, if you will, from that. Like it's the best derivative,
But Demon Souls is the ancient grandpappy of them.
and it's good that it's being. But what I'm saying in general, in terms of Microsoft, is like you see that, and you kind of like, well, yeah, we should have something on our platform that is exclusive to that platform,
That can
and
directly counter that.
correct.
Hmm.
And that is a game that has George R. R. Martin's name on it, like Game of Thrones author himself. Um, so you can't. There is no real wrong thing to do here. Like if you put the money up, like that is you're going to get your money back.
Hmm. Just
So
off the Lord of the Rings name itself and off of his
off of Game
prestige.
of Thrones,
Yeah, I
George,
mean the prestige of everything that's coming into it. People is like saying Kojima's name. Yeah, well, I'm interested because it's him. So whatever you doing, I'm finna see what's up with it.
right? So yeah, I think that is a definite for next week. I
Hmm.
mean, sorry, I keep saying next week. This Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Since you threw your Hail Mary out there, I'm gonna go ahead and throw mine. And this is more of a wish Hail Mary, like Microsoft. Show us y'all ain't really give up on Scalebound, yo. I want Scalebound
The dream
to
is
be a
dead, bro.
thing, yeah. I don't want to hear that. I want Scalebound to be a thing, yeah. Like,
It's
please just come all the way out of left field and smack everybody with a resuscitation, a revival of this game, yeah. Because it was something that was desperately needed in this generation.
but will it be desperately needed in the next generation? That's the question. Is like
There
for okay,
are
so
no dragon games, so yes, there's
my
there's a
argument
need for a dragon game.
Okay, so my argument against this is that I've been, reading a lot more on why Scalebound failed, and it's the more I read about it, the more I go, well, yeah, it wasn't going to be as great as everybody wanted it to be.
That's
It
because
was.
you're a pessimist, and I don't want to hear your negativity, sir. It is not welcome when it comes to Scalebound.
I mean, like for me, I wouldn't mind them doing a dragon game of some kind. I just think Scalebound ain't going to be that. Like make something akin to Monster Hunter. Like
I don't think anybody wants that beef.
I mean, I'm just saying, like you you have enough talent at studios to build something better than Scalebound.
Hmm.
Like I know I get it. Microsoft still apparently owns that IP, but
Maybe
they
they
have
gave it to one of the new studios.
mm, mm, because
It's
if
possible.
put it to you this way, if you bring it to another studio, they're starting from scratch. They're not using any of the stuff that Platinum did. Absolutely not. Because the immediate problem with something like that is like you attach something like that and you still use the same assets that Platinum had, or you try to make the same action game that Platinum did, and people are going to immediately say it's not a Platinum game. It doesn't feel like a Platinum game. It doesn't move, or the combat is not as smooth as Platinum would have made it. Like, you don't want that comparison immediately. So if Scalebound should reappear, it's going to be a completely different game. Like it might end up being Lair for all we fucking know.
You just love to ruin everything.
So
Why
I
would
think
you even mention
why?
the the
Because I
evil
love
that
hey,
lies within you knows no bounds?
because I'll tell you something. I enjoyed Factor 5 as a developer. Was it Factor 5 or was it Level 5? I think it was Factor 5. I enjoyed Factor 5 as a developer, and then Lair happened and we had to explain why Lair didn't work. And it's the exact same reason why a lot of other games don't work. It's because they're held with a gun over their head to say we need to put this stuff in, and that's exactly why Scalebound fell apart. So let me tell you this. I I put the chance of Scalebound resurfacing as something as highly likely. I put Scalebound, as far as what we used to know Scalebound to be, as very unlikely.
That's why it's called the Hail Mary, sir.
I'll also add to the ring Phantom Dust. If you don't know, Phantom Dust was a game that was teased originally to be making a resurgence back on the original Xbox One X, or no, Xbox One. And they canceled it pretty quickly because they weren't ready for that type of uh, people talking about it. The game wasn't even, for most people that known about it. The game wasn't even remotely in development yet. Um, but it was a cool Magic arena style game. Not not Magic Arena. You know what I'm talking about. It's not a card game. It's a uh multiplayer Magic uh spellcaster brawler thingamajig.
Hmm.
Um and I think that would be something interesting to bring back in some form, especially as a marquee free to play title for the PlayStation. I mean, sorry, for the Xbox.
Hip to that. So I would just say cool. Sounds like something I might go for. As soon as I hear magic, that kind of pulls me in. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Like Microsoft isn't. This is one of the problems with Microsoft when it comes to gaming. Like they aren't known for their exclusive games. So it's like, what could they do? They don't have much in the pocket. I would like to see something from. I would like to see them do something with some of Rare's huge catalog of things, like bring back a Banjo and Kazooie. I would love to see something like that happen.
Mm,
Maybe,
Banjo Kazooie.
I mean,
Well, Rare isn't
Sony
really doing
just kind
anything
of
right now, are they?
Sony just, they giving us a new Crash, they giving us a Ratchet and Clank. If we doing counters, Banjo and Kazooie would be Microsoft's counter in to those games.
But I thought their counter was Super Lucky's Tale.
Anyways, uh, yeah, Banjo and Kazooie would be a very valid counter to Ratchet and Clank or Crash Bandicoot style game.
All right,
Um,
so my we're talking about exclusives, but the one that you're leaving out that most people will probably be excited for is a new State of Decay.
uh, According to pretty much everybody, they are working on a game, but it probably isn't State of Decay 3. I think 3 they're on 2 right now, right? So 3 will be the next one, right?
Three would be the next one.
Yeah, like according like to stuff that I've been seeing or reading, or into interwebs, is they're working on a game, but it's not 3 yet. They're trying to do something else first.
I mean that's fair. I think State of Decay has always been a very polarizing game for most people. Like I think it's beloved in the Microsoft fans wheelhouse, but for most people they're like, well, there are better games on better systems. So um I would like to see that team do something that's more RPG-ish. Um and it doesn't have to revolve around zombies. Like I I wonder. Oh, never mind. I also remembered something. I said, "What is Rare doing lately?" They're doing Sea of Thieves. So, um, damn.
Yeah,
Uh,
that.
I would definitely say that we'll probably see something from that team then. If they're not doing State of Decay 3, it's definitely gonna have to be something along the lines of uh a new IP. Um, Also adding to this hat because you're not going to talk about it. I do really want to see more Medium. Um, I don't think
I did not dislike that game. I was very interested in it. I probably would never play it, but yes, I would like to see more of, trailers and stuff. I'm just not gonna play it.
I'm at when I saw it, I was in love with it. So I'm hoping to see more because I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that it's not another Silent Hill downpour or um, anything with very, very, very crappy traversal or uh, gameplay mechanics. So like I really like when people tell me that they're making a spiritual successor to Silent Hill. Like it kind of opens my ears and my eyes a little bit. So yeah,
And isn't
definitely.
the I think the that the person, one of the people who handled like the music and
Yes,
stuff, yeah,
Akira
he's.
Yamaoka.
Mm,
He is
yeah, I
involved,
would
and that's a big
never
deal.
try to say that name
He
out
is
loud.
he is a big deal because the
Yeah.
majority of developers who tried to put him in the games, uh, he wasn't even involved with some of the Western made Silent Hill titles that Konami had uh, greenlit. So, like having him involved is a big deal. And like I said, I'm I hope that we see more on Thursday, but if not, cool. But that was definitely on my radar when they talked about it.
Uh-huh. Also, what was they had medium, and then they had the other one that was super freaking creepy. It was something that I had showed you before, and now it's apparently going to be exclusive to the Series X and PC. Ah,
Agony or
no, it was some Scorn. Scorn.
Scorn.
That's what it was. That one
So
also looks very interesting, and like I won't be able to actually play it.
I think it's interesting, but it's definitely not a game that I would prefer. Well, okay. I think it's interesting from an artistic standpoint. Do
Mhm.
I think it's interesting from a game standpoint? Not really. Like I would rather watch somebody play it than play it, to be perfectly honest. Like I'm tired of okay, if I don't know if you ever heard of a game called Agony, which was the first game that came to my mind for some reason. But I'm sure you have because it was basically a game that was marketed over this idea that you were playing as someone who, you know, has just went to hell and you're going through the environment and it's pretty much, what their artist interpretation of what hell is. And it's disgusting, it's brutal, but it's a simple stealth slash first person shooter. Um that's kind of what the vibe that I'm getting from Scorn is like artistically you're disgusting and also interesting, but you're probably just going to be another generic shooter. And I kind of don't care about playing another generic first person shooter.
Yeah. Well, speaking of another first-person shooter, all right, now okay, but I'm trying to let's try to keep this thing under an hour. We rolling up on 45 minutes, so let's start rapid firing this so we can move on because we still have to talk about a little bit of stuff outside of games. One that I am definitely looking forward to, and you probably already knew this. Don't know your level of excitement on it. Bright Memory. I will be playing that game when it comes out.
I need to see more of it because I still don't believe that it's being developed by one person. And I haven't played the same demo as you have. Um, but the game that's coming out now, I forgot what's the tag Infinite. That's what it's called.
Yes.
Um, I'm unsure how much. Again, same thing with Scorn. I'm unsure how much of this is going to just be a generic first person shooter. That's all visuals.
After
Um,
playing it, it doesn't feel like just another first person shooter. It has its own little taste or flavor to it, but I guess that's open to interpretation.
mm.
But another one that I am looking forward to, not quite sure if it's going to be good or not. It sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks like yeah they need a lot more work on this. Second Extinction. That's the
See,
one with the dinosaurs.
I
If
have
you don't
watched.
remember.
Yes, I do. I have watched more gameplay footage of it since the reveal last time, and yeah, I'm lukewarm about it. Like
It looks rusty.
I need access to that beta. Like I need access to early access.
I agree.
Um and yeah, I don't see myself unfortunately, it's one of those games where I can see the love being put into it, but I don't feel like it's worth my $60. If that makes sense. Like it doesn't seem like there's enough of a gameplay loop there to make it worth my $60. So, um,
Gotcha. Okay, next one. Being as we all know, there's like some kind of love relationship between Microsoft and EA. Do you think we might see a Battlefield?
we didn't see a Call of Duty last few weeks ago, so I doubt it. I
Cool.
mean, the problem with Battlefield being included is that we've already talked about at least five first person shooters.
That's really what Xbox does best is shooters in a multi-platform aspect. Like that's basically what Xbox is. They need to carve out their own identity
Correct.
when it comes to first person studios and games.
This is true.
All right,
What else?
any other games from you?
Uh, Not really. I mean, like I said, I know I put out Killer Instinct out into the wild, hoping that I receive that as an early gift from good old Microsoft. Um, Really, like I said, I don't have anything else in particular. I just want them to show me games, show me stuff, show me something that I don't expect. Like Medium was something that I didn't expect last time, and that had me hyped. So give me some more of that. That's all I really ask for. Like I don't the stuff that I'm expecting to see is not really what I want to see. What I want to see is the stuff that makes me go, "Oh shit," you know. That's the stuff that I really want to say.
I think the internet has taken that away from us. We
Yeah,
don't
for
get to have the oh shit moments anywhere near. We don't get to have them like we used to because everything is leaked. Everything is you know right there in our faces. The second somebody talks about it, it's there you go. We know.
right.
Uh, that's all I can think of when it comes to. That's pretty much all I can think of. Other than diving more into more like third party stuff, which isn't
Yeah,
supposed to be that main showing.
yeah. I don't think it's at this point. I don't think it's wise to really think about more third parties because it really looks for at least the next generation. Third parties are either doing more of what they have done multi-platform wise with established franchises like Assassin's Creed and NBA 2K21 and all this stuff. Like those are the expected what we expect to see every
Hmm.
year. You know, I think the next games that we're going to see from a lot of third party publishers are new IPs that we've never even thought about or seen. So there's no point in really speculating, what could be next because the ones that we know about, we know for sure are coming out.
Hmm.
So, um, I guess the only other thing we need to talk about is,
What
the
the
other
hell
stuff.
is going on with Xbox Live subscriptions? What are they doing with gold?
So I
Though
think we've already, established that Microsoft is in love with Game Pass, and I think their consumers are in love with Game Pass.
it is
Um,
the single best thing about their entire ecosystem.
Right. So I think at this point they are going to bundle Game Pass with Gold and you cannot escape it now. Like that's it. That is going to be the only uh option for an
Gaming
Xbox,
online.
correct, Xbox consumer is, and to be honest, Is that a bad thing? Not
It
really.
is definitely not.
Unless the only thing that's gonna make that a bad thing is if they completely undercut their bottom price point and make the starting price point be 15.99 a month. That's literally the only bad thing. And
I
that's
don't think they. This is it's very weird for me to say about Microsoft because we all know they give me money, give me money, give me money. But I don't think they care in the short term about losing some of that revenue if it helps them get a lead on Sony this generation. Because this last one, this PS4 Xbox One, like they got destroyed. Like this
there
was the probably the biggest gap in sales between these two competing companies when it comes to selling systems since period. Like it's never been a wash like it was this generation. So like I believe they'll take a hit just to make sure that that just absolutely doesn't happen again.
there was absolutely no competition this year.
They like what I think PlayStation 4 outsold Xbox Ones somewhere in between 3 to 4 to 1. Like
Mm.
it was simply no competition. Like Nintendo Switch came out years later and it passed Xbox One sales in the first year, I believe it was, or maybe the second year. But still, that's like, yo, you don't. They have very good reason to say we'll take a loss to prevent that from happening again.
So let's think about this on the other end of the spectrum because I'm gonna say they won't really take a loss because for 15 you get Game Pass. Like, isn't Game Pass Ultimate currently billed at $15 or $17 a month? So
Yes,
you're getting that. You're getting Xbox Live Gold, and you're getting XCloud now, which allows you to play all these titles on whatever device you own.
indeed.
So you're now getting people to subscribe to an ecosystem in which they're now able to play any game that they ever wanted from your catalog and from some choice third party publishers, on any platform that they want to play for a base price that is lower than the cost of a single game. And um this, to me, would be not only a brazen move, but it would probably be the best move that Microsoft has done in a while.
I
Um,
100% agree.
the only thing that I will argue about is they have shelved Xbox One X very early, which makes me believe that they are now going to officially cut the original program that they had for buying, Xbox One X at a certain price per month, and adding the Xbox Series X to that. And I wonder if they're going to make that available as soon as launch. And if they do that, I think you're going to see a situation where they're going to get more systems into the hands of consumers than Sony does.
Uh, I well, looking at it from a broader, I guess, area, I 100% believe that at least in the beginning, Microsoft is going to outsell Sony when it comes, and that's specifically if Lockhart is real and it comes at the same time as the Series X. If they have the because let's be frank about it, Microsoft is going to undercut Sony in sale in price. They're going to do it. If Sony comes out and says the PlayStation 5 is going to be $5, then they sell in Lockhart at fucking 199. They're going to undercut whatever the PS5 is, and it's gonna work when it comes to sales because all when it comes to parents buying for their kids, they they don't know nothing about all the other stuff. They know price, and they gonna go buy the cheapest whatever that they can get their hands
Yeah,
on.
but my argument to that is like if they do the payment plan that they were doing originally, that they were testing with the Xbox One X and the Xbox One, it doesn't matter what initial price point that system comes out at, or even if Lockhart comes out, they can buy the newest Xbox with the most powerful, the quote unquote most powerful system in existence, say for $30 a month. What was there to lose there for the consumer other than the fact that they might not want to pay $30 a month? I mean, like that is, I think that Sony should be concerned. That's not to sit there and say that they should be worried. I think they should be concerned at the availability of, or the accessibility of being able to uh gravitate consumers to buying your system, or getting into your system at a lower price point, and not just at a lower price point, but at a price point that says, imagine if you will, you know you can get an Xbox Series X for $30 a month, and all you have to do is pay 15 an additional $15, $45 to get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and your kid at home is set because they have the latest Halo. They have all of Microsoft's exclusives day one, able to play on the strongest system available for less than the cost of a single game that you would have bought during holiday season last year or the year before that.
The
That is a
question
very
is,
scary prospect.
yeah, I get what you're saying, but the question is, how, okay, how are pre-orders gonna work? That's where I don't understand how it will really work because if you're gonna say you can pre-order it just for the monthly thing, so you're gonna let people put $45 down or $30 now or whatever it is for the pre-order, or are the people who decide to pre-order it to get this thing on day one going to have to pay the price? That's my whole. I don't know how it's gonna work with the upgrade system. Are the people who are trying to do the monthly or the upgrade from my old Xbox to this new Xbox, are they gonna have to wait until the first wave, or how is that going to work for them?
The stock is definitely going to be a question, that because you're only going to be able to allocate a certain amount of stock to people who want to do payment plans, right? Because
Indeed,
otherwise, like you're going to be screwing over the individuals who will pay the 600 or whatever dollars outright. But like I said, it's something that I talked about before on the podcast. Like, how I felt about this move from Microsoft. I've said that it is a smart move, and it's a move that Sony is going to have to make eventually, because systems and games are getting way too expensive now. Like, it's no longer a scenario where a diehard gamer is the only one that's buying these things. You know, you got to think about the individuals who are struggling with COVID right now. Like, are they going to sit there and say, we're going to buy that system? We're going to spend that $500 this holiday season? They might not.
indeed. Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff I wanted to go over when it comes to this and what we may see on Thursday. Anything else you want to talk about?
Not at the moment. I mean, I've just got back, so you need to give me some time to like get myself acclimated,
Just
you know.
got back like you went somewhere. Nigga, please. Any-
But yeah, I visited the
Anyway,
River Styx and I had to listen to the ferryman for like 2 fucking hours on debates
yeah.
versus Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. We nah. We not even finna kill the stream with that foolishness, bro. Anyway, on that note, that's it. That's all we had to talk about. Any announcements or something? Schedule streaming. Streaming schedule. You want to talk about before we
Anyway, be
close it
sure to
out?
check out Young streams on Ghost of Tsushima. He'll be continuing doing that. I'm not sure if we're going to have a scheduled stream yet. I'm still kind of in the unfortunate limbo at the moment regarding my health. So once I have a better idea on how that's going to work in my current work situation, we will plan some more stuff. I mean, we haven't played anything in a while. And there's plenty of stuff to play. That's
Indeed,
the best
and we
way to.
have at least two things in the pocket for you guys.
So yeah. Other than that, be sure to check out our other videos over our Facebook, YouTube pages. We're going to be doing more stuff for Twitch in the near future. Um, definitely. Uh, but yeah, that's it for now. Go ahead
Alright,
and
you
take us
boys,
out.
it has been your boy Young Pharaoh and the Phantom Kingpin, and that's it for today. We'll catch you guys another time.
Remember the game
Deuces.
Notoriously.
Yeah, what he said.